Hello and welcome to the second part, a follow-up that we're doing on our review of the Amazon Kindle Paperwhite 2, the 2013 October release model. We've noticed a few things that we thought was very important to update in the review. First of all, the difference, I don't think the camera will be able to pick this up, but the difference between these two Paperwhite Kindles that we have side by side, and they're both the second edition, is that this one seems a lot more yellowish, has a lot more yellowish hint to it. This one is a lot more whiter. They're both set on maximum brightness, and as such, this one actually has, you can't see anything along the bottom in terms of the problems we had with the previous Kindle, which was you could see little there was little patches of light underneath where the actual lights, as you can see, there's 4 lights at the bottom where these actual lights ran up. There was blind patches where it wasn't as bright as the rest of the screen, making the screen look patchy. This one is a lot more noticeable. It's got a much more yellowish screen. The major issues that we have now is that we thought it was a one-off, but from the 5 units of Kindle Paperwhite 2s that we've had now, only one of them has had a screen which has no stuck pixels. This one we received yesterday as a replacement for one which had 3 stuck pixels around the screen. And by stuck pixels we should really say glowing pixels, because you'll see pixels that when there's black on the screen like here, they would glow. And we sent that one back. We received this one, and this one only has 2, but the bad news is they're smack dab right in the middle of the screen. So anytime you go to text, you're going to be able to notice them pretty easily. We'll put up some pictures now, which you should be able to see. So that's pretty annoying. In 5 units, to have that happen on 4 of them is pretty bad. The only unit that it didn't have this issue, unfortunately, has a build quality issue where at the bottom you can actually see light leaking through where the bezel is supposed to meet the back plastic case of the Kindle Paperwhite. So, do we still give this our high recommendation, which I believe we gave it 88%? Well, we base that 88% based on value, based on ease of use, based on build quality and so forth. The lowest marking, as you can imagine, we gave it was for build quality. The answer is pretty simple, and if we still recommend it, is that if you're the kind of person that if you received an iPhone 5 and it had a dead pixel and that would annoy you enough to go and swap it over, we would probably say be prepared to go through a good few of these, unless you're very lucky and you get one that's got no stuck pixels, no glowing pixels and no little black dots, which all of them have had to a degree. The best one that we've had so far is only, I mean, holding it right up to my face, you can see a few minor black dots, but it's nothing that's really going to annoy me enough to, even think about it while I'm reading. But the glowing pixels are pretty annoying, especially if they're on top of letters or if they're right in the middle of the screen or in the bar at the top. So again, if you're the kind of person that gets annoyed enough by a stuck pixel or a dead pixel on an iPhone that you're going to go and swap it over, only get this if you're willing to go through 4 or 5, or if you're willing to accept that there's a very high possibility that it's going to have a stuck pixel, and there's nothing much you can do about that. So what we would recommend is either hold out for a while and see if they improve the build quality. I mean, it has just literally come out over the last few days. Apple over time have had a tendency to improve the build quality. I remember when I first got my iPhone 4 and the 3GS, dead pixel rate was pretty high, but I've never seen an iPhone 5 with a dead pixel. Actually, I've seen one, but again, it's become much more rarer. Amazon, however, haven't really done that, because with the Kindle, the first Kindle Paperwhite, the quality of the screen, the quality of the lighting never improved the slightest bit. If you just go ahead and look at the reviews, you will see that it never improved. If you look at the comments of our previous review, you'll see people all the way throughout the year that it was out had the issue. And we would also like to point out that this issue isn't solely on the ones being sold in the UK. If you go to the Amazon US website, any country, you go to the Amazon website, look on the comments, and you'll see quite a few people have had issues with this, and quite a few people have rated it highly, like we have, and said, those issues, they're there, it doesn't bother us enough to return it. Again, it just depends on how anal you are about your technology and how much you demand that perfection. If this costs £500 like an iPhone, no doubt about it, we would say it's ridiculous. costs around £110 in the UK, and for me, I'm going to keep it solely because it's the best thing there is out there. I like the ease of use, of how easy it is to transfer books onto it, how to purchase books on it. And at the end of the day, yes, it's annoying that for them to advertise this as the improved Kindle Paperwhite with a better screen. That was the main selling point. And the screen just, it's not any better, it just has different issues. They fixed the ones in the past and introduced some new ones on a much grander scale than it was before. So we still recommend this highly. All in all, we're going to keep hold of it, but we're looking at Amazon's comments from other users. It seems like there's quite a lot of people that aren't going to put up with it and are going to return it. So yeah, at the end of the day, not much has changed. Old problems eliminated. Old problems that were big were eliminated, and old problems that were small have now become the big issues.